All right. Up first is, I actually don't remember, Bley.
Hey, Bley
Oh
for play.
gosh. It's so
I love it.
um when I did this, I didn't know I was just doing it. Like I didn't know I was gonna show the whole world. um,
You're welcome.
it's just NF play to me is really hard to wrap your head around if you don't have it, I think, because it's abstract and feeling. And so to what came to my mind is exploring like intuitive possibilities and connections, but with other people. And often I feel like I have object permanence when it comes to NF, in a way. And I feel the most connected to the universe and everything, all those things when other people are around, especially when it comes to FE. I feel like I have object permanence with my feelings. Like I don't feel a lot towards anybody until they're in front of me. And then, which, not to sound like a psychopath, I obviously feel for people all the time. I'm saying like, I people are like, oh, I miss you so much. I've been taking them, and I do those things. But when the person's in front of me, then it awakens that. So it's the same with on. So it's the same with like NF, right? So magic and universe and all of those things, they get awakened, especially with other people. You know.
Do you think that could be like the double feminine nature of it, and then like you need the masculine ST in front of you?
Yes. What?
What? Isn't your NF double feminine?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, they're
And then
witches,
you're
right? They're witches. I love witches. I love witchcraft. I love covens. I love that whole everything about it's one of my TI like obsessions. So that's immediately what came to my mind. I'm like, people connecting with magic.
yeah. No, okay, wait, let me try again. Like what I mean is like what you were describing was how it's like it's very kind of it sounded to me like it's movable, but you said object permanence, like you need that person to be right in front of you. Like that kind of sounded double masculine on the ST verse, right?
Well, they're both extroverted functions, right? And extroverted functions, I feel like, are activated with extrovertedly. So that's when I feel the NF the most is with,
Okay.
you know what I mean, with a team, with a group, because the NEFE is there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a good way to see if people have a good read of the room is to see what they play in the aux chord or whatever. And when they DJ for the thing. And I feel like FI people will just play the most whack things that have nothing to do with the fucking vibe of the room. Like we're all having a serious conversation and then they're playing Nicki Minaj. Like, woo! Like it just doesn't. And so I feel like with any FE play, I feel like I'm pretty good at seeing the vibe, the mood of the room, right? So
Okay. Cool.
The double feminine aspect to that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Play Nikki anyway, like
I also love that, like, I would know it was you because it's like witches, like right away. Be like, Bley. Love that. Yeah, and I love your too, like yeah, sharing of the mind kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So it's NF and it's the NF together, which I feel like there's so many people that I feel like everyone and their mom is ST play, and ST play is the easiest to see in Hollywood, in places, because it's just so physical and whatever. But NF, it's like a mind meld, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you guys are. I feel like I learned a lot about play, so I'm excited to. Yeah. Anybody else have anything? Sorry, I feel like it dominated the one.
Where it looks like the coven is like creating something together. So that says a lot. I feel like with the NEF, you play like creation together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. And they are dancing, and that's on purpose because I am very dancey. I love dancing. I dance all the time. So we're all having a good time together. I'm probably going to end up dancing, or, at some point. So,
Oh yeah.
so that's probably the double feminine aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that. I love dancing too. All right. Thank you, Bley. All right.
Hey. Demon play last, Jasyn.
Oh yes.
Sasha.
So yeah.
No, because it's scary.
Play is last. I think anybody who knows me in my day-to-day life would agree with that. It's not a lot, but it definitely I have it, and when it happens, it's awkward and weird, I think. And I feel like when I go hard into my play, it tends to I use the word chaos because it tends to manifest more often than anything in just fucking with people like hard. And I don't even know why I do it. That's how I play, and I don't know if people really appreciate that very much.
I dive with that.
Do you have any examples? Do you want to share or no? You don't have to.
Shoot. All right, so I'm okay. When I was in like middle school, and I'm not proud of this, so I'm not gloating.
I don't know why I said that. Asked him.
She wants me to tell this story.
I don't know. I just thought it was a good example.
I was in a choir class. We were it was like a private school, and we were sitting in the pews, and the teacher was having us jump up and down, doing different things, and the kid in front of me kept jumping up and down, and I just this kid was not an enemy of mine. He was a friend. I liked him. Nothing against him. For some reason, I thought it would be funny if he sat on my pencil when he came back down, and I took a sharpened pencil and I held it down in the seat, and he came down on it really hard, and it was like sticking out of his butt. And weirdly, nobody saw me do it. So I didn't get in trouble. But everyone was like freaking out. Everyone just thought it was an accident. And it was one of those things like afterwards, and to this day, like even talking about it right now, I have no idea why I did that. I had nothing against this guy at all. No ill will whatsoever. Just at that moment, that's what I wanted to do. And to probably less, I think, physically harmful degrees, I do that with people a lot.
Like fuck with them.
Mentally sharpen pencils on them, I guess.
It's the NE trolling. NEs are trolls. I feel like ENFPs are guilty of this the most. I guess in the most demon state, because FE also wants an emotional reaction. So you see a lot of the SEFEs, the NEFEs fucking with people. That's actually, I feel like that's very, very us thing to do.
I do it too. Maybe because I'm a 4, because like you think, because like I jive with that exactly. Like like whenever, for instance, can I share a story real quick? Like when I was in the Air Force, I don't know why I think of this. I guess because the guy was really upset, and it was probably when I stopped doing stuff like this. But I worked for the Air Force for a little bit, and like they were closing down. Everything was moving to Albuquerque. This was up in Boston, and so like there were old buildings that were just falling apart as people were leaving, and I was like, we should get a bunch of Nerf guns and just play with each other and like Nerf tag. And then somebody brought in this Nerf gun that had like this huge Nerf on it. And I went to like the postdoc I was working for, and I went over his cubicle and went, and he was so upset. And I was like laughing and feeling really bad at the same time. And I was like, so I don't know. But like, I guess the girls have said sometimes I can be kind of a little more ENTP energy because I'm a 4, I guess. Like, do girls ever do anything like that? Do you girls like have any trolling like that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was probably a little worse when I was a kid, but since I'm an adult, and I always, I don't think I ever did anything. I don't think I ever did anything that, you know, in play that would hurt somebody physically or whatever as a joke.
I feel like the decider stuff does really show up in play, because it's just like a little, like, I'm like, it's almost like, what do people say, like, they're like, oh, this is like really wholesome or something. My play does feel very like wholesome, and I think it has a lot to do with decider shit. Like, I can't hurt them, like, I'm just playing. Like, it feels kind of childlike in that way. So I'm trying to relate, but I just always feel like it's like play is like corny jokes or like silly little puns or something.
I do like messing with people, like, mentally a little bit, you know, but not too much. And I always have rules, like, well, you have to let people in on the joke, like, you, like, within a certain amount of time, like, you can't just let them think for the rest of their lives that you know, that lie was true or whatever.
She actually has a rule for me. if I tell her something that's not true, I have 30 minutes to tell her that it's not true. Because that's when we first kind of back when we first kind of met, I was real big into I was kind of obsessed with the concept of disinformation. So my big thing at that time was I loved telling people things that were just complete, like, absurd lies, just to see how many people I could get to believe it, and then they would like tell each other and see how far I could get some really just idiotic thing to spread and make people think it was fact. And yeah, I told her that Starbucks coffee had ground up whale bones in it, and she was quite upset.
It does have cockroaches.
But tell them what happened. Jasyn. Yeah.
What do you mean? You got very upset with me.
And then, but I found out the truth, like, right away. I'm like, yeah,
well,
that's
she
not.
Went straight over to the cafe where we worked and started looking at all the ingredients on the Starbucks bags.
And then I also confirmed that you're a big liar.
No,
yeah.
The NETPs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said I was the only one who actually fact checked him.
Only one. Nobody ever questioned
else knew you were bullshitting, or like, do you think they just accepted it?
I found that if you just cite something reputable, like if you say, "Oh, I saw this on the Discovery Channel," then nobody questions it. They're just like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that."
But yeah, so that's so I always feel like I've like hurt the tribe if I don't tell them the truth, even if I am fucking with them, you know, like, personally. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel like I need to be honest with them and let them in on the joke.
I feel that a lot, Sasha. A lot.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I have to think about it. Like, I've been like processing it lately, like my jester. I know, and you guys, and
Number 4 jester. Yeah.
I've been feeling like my play is shovey. I don't need to go into it more than that, but like I've talked to you guys about it. Like, I feel like I do sometimes just like shove on Parker's little feminine FI, and it's like, I guess it's different. I'm not messing with the truth when I do it, but I'm certainly not engaging with the truth either when I do it, I guess. I don't know. I got to think about it.
Okay. That would be good to revisit after you like kind of like monitor yourself or something.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm always reeling it in, because I definitely like don't enjoy it if the other person gets really upset or any, you know what I mean? But I can be kind of thoughtless on the front end, less and less as I get older. But like, I definitely want everybody to be enjoying themselves and happy and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I feel like the thing has a lot to do with it. I can't give you the sensory data on why I think that, but I have had that thought of it feeling more shovey in a way.
Mine?
Just
or
like
number 4s.
Like, whereas I'd be like, no, my fucking parasol, like, don't. Like, like number 4s for some reason, like, I feel like they can take a joke a little bit more. Like, I always likened it to decider stuff, but like you in theory, you know, because, you know, whatever, you're also a decider. But I'm like, why do I get so like, miffed? But like, it seems like I see often number 4s can take the joke better.
Yeah, I'm like, how dare you?
I think they've said that. Haven't they said that number 4s? I know that I live with someone who loves to annoy people for attention. And it doesn't matter how much they're crossing that boundary. They will annoy for attention to 4. And I think they might have mentioned that once. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I can see it. And I mean, it's like, but I definitely learn, like, I definitely don't want to annoy. Like, I want, and maybe it's like the FE with it. Like, I want everyone in on it. It's just like, sometimes it just comes out jesterly. I don't know. I don't have this good sensory on that, but okay.
Good thing to monitor. Good thing to kind of.
Yeah. Thank you, Jasyn. And we have Melanie's.
I love how mine is similar to Jason's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had been discussing that before. But yeah, mine says mischievous poking, teasing, giggling, ideas tossing like air popped popcorn. So like the giggling, like the childlike, and also, yeah, like shout out to the person who put this on Pinterest, because I don't know this little adorable. So I almost feel protective of this child. I don't know this child, but it was on Pinterest. So
she's so cute.
Yeah, but like her biting her shirt, like the sense of like, it's like very childlike in that, like what you guys were just talking about trolling. It's like childlike. Like it's like I want to like spaz out, but it's like very like innocent. Like I'm like like fucking like a child making up a story. Like dinosaurs are my friend. Like silly, harmless. Like, and I feel like I get decider hurt here a lot too. So the child is like I'll be out in networking for whatever, creative stuff I'm doing, and somebody will like make fun of me. This is something that like I've carried with me for years. I'm thinking of a specific person, and I'm like, but I thought I was just like a kid playing, and like people will like, so it's like, I don't know, everything about how I experience play, any FE with others, feels like it's like a small child goofing off, making up silly, like childish stories. And also the popcorn part, this is how I know, this is how I know my friends, because this is so fucking any, but like, I love a person who will just let the popcorn pop. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that? I was thinking about this is like, Bley and I are friends in real life, right? And like, we will just fucking bullshit on ideas and just take it further and further and further. Bley and I are like, history or whatever, we just let it pop with the idea of popcorn, let it pop. So I get annoyed with a person, the FE whatever, and like we'll cut someone out of my life if they're like popcorn needs to pop. If you're pouring, like dousing it with oil, you're like, what's wrong? Like, I don't want you in my life. Does this make sense?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and then it brings it back to the consume of like the TI, masculine TI robot will come out. If you don't let the popcorn in real life, like I will like neatly obliterate you out of my life. Like, goodbye.
Oh, like the robot's protecting the child. Oh,
yeah, love it.
So this is my whole NEFE play world. It's very any childlike. I feel protective of it as if I'm very like giggling. And if you make fun of that child, I will fucking like robot you. Like, so anyway, it sounds like an intense story, but that is my.
No, I think everything you said makes perfect sense.
Yeah, to me too.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, your version of the child peeking around is a lot sweeter, like, and calmer than than comparatively.
I wanted to protect, like, I just live in this world of like images and shit. Like, I wanted to protect Jason's like child. Like, it's so weird because like like my little play child is like, oh, I see you, you're my friend. Like, it just wants to. You know what I mean?
That's great. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Like, I want to play with everyone like a child does. So if someone can't see that for what it is, like, we're all just little inner childs type of thing. If someone can't see that for what it is, I will go back to my consume animal and obliterate. Like, it's intense, but like, it just, and like the double activated play is everything everywhere in my life.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yes, exactly. Like film.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, do you guys jive at all with like, and then do you guys jive at all with River from Firefly? Do you guys know Firefly?
I know.
Yeah. It's
I
Like, I feel like that's what my inner child feels like.
I actually don't know the character. I know of this story, but
Then that's okay. That's okay. Like I love yours though. I love it. That's just me like connecting. I'm just popping the popcorn.
Oh no, totally. I gotta look up the Firefly. Firefly sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It was only on for like 4 seasons. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever. I don't know.
It's really good.
Buffy the Vampire guy, like he made the show
Yeah.
or something.
Yes, Joss Whedon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Love
Okay. Thank you, Melanie.
Sure.
All right, next is Sasha.
Yes. Magical Twisted. Twisted because it's NEFE and FE we have last. So I do feel like this is a bit darker than my consume because the NE is very calm for me and wonderful and playful, but it's still mixed with that FE, which is, even though double activated and something that we turn to a lot, and we do turn to our play a lot, I feel like it always has that kind of tinge of just a twisted, decider feeling darkness. So pinging off the tribe to create a more musically completed version of my understanding of what brings Jubilee. And so in that, I guess we do have, is it MF play we have, guys?
Let's see.
Yeah. Thank you, Magda. Magda always knows this. Yes, so that's why I kind of like threw the music in there because it is kind of like, feeling like a song when we interact with others. And also it always just feeds into the TI, it goes back into what brings Jubilee. So it kind of like carries it back to my TI and like, okay, we need to do this with it, TI, and I think we all kind of understand that our other functions kind of go back and to serve the TI, but it really, I think we're good in trying to understand the tribe and bring what they call Jubilee. And I love saying that word. And I think I've said it 50 million times on the show because it really kind of hit home for me. So yeah. And you can see here my fairy play lady is younger. But still with the kind of very used NE, very practiced NE, I feel like she's not quite a little child for me personally, but it's still like you can see in her face she's nervous, but still very childlike. So that's and it's still with NE. It's like playing with the rest of the world, but also playing with nature, and that's just how I feel when I use my play.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks.
You have a way with words.
I know.
I like how you put that. It's very, I love it.
Oh, thank
Sasha
you.
does. I know. I'm like, I have no questions. You said it perfect.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. I was just laughing because, like, exactly.
Good, because that saves time. Let's go. No.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bley. Do you feel like yours and Sasha's like you both kind of have like a dark magic feel to it too?
Yeah. I think we definitely connect that way.
I just automatically think of fantasy, and I like how I love that little fairy girl. I'm like, yes, I could write a whole story about it. So I love it. I guess that is what any FE is you see an image, for example, like this one, and the imagination goes wild. So I like how it does that.
Agreed.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Melanie, I think, were you talking? Were you trying to say something?
Like, I feel like you can see the imagination in everyone's so far.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
either like, obviously playful or imaginative, magical elements.
Yes.
Yes.
It is magical. Yes, agreed.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Sasha. All right, Magda.
Yeah, so my play is the least playful play from all of you, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, popcorn there. Look at the little popcorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she even has her hand out, kind of like how Sasha's has her hand out.
Right. And it looks magical and like musical.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Magda.
Yeah, so I wanted to show my play with those waves, like this music you, Sasha, said that we hear this music. So I wanted to depict it as some kind of waves or anything that is like elusive, that no one sees it. So like magical waves, let's say. But I'm using it for the purpose, and it's not for the playful purpose. So I do want to pursue ideas with others, and I like to imagine our let's say stack as zebras, so as a herd of zebras that are running together, chasing some ideas, and one zebra is alone and should be with others. So that's the point, to be in the herd. So this is how our animal stack, consume, play, blast, sleep, last, is depicted as a zebra. So this is my understanding of how to link those two things. So I like to have this link with people by exchanging the ideas, reading our own, let's say, like vibe. So I want to click the clicking, this popping popcorn. I like it when when my idea is clicking with others. So when we as a zebras can run together, I feel I am in the herd.
Aww.
Right? So this is how I like to do it, but I don't want to play with other zebras. I want them to do what I want, actually. So I'm using my consume. So I'm going back to my consume to use my knowledge, my consume to make the connection with people, but actually to influence them. So I can show them what I know, what I can, what we can do. So I will influence you so we can do the things I already consumed in my double masculine NT. So this is my that was my idea to do that avatar. But when I was thinking what to say about the play, I always get back to the need of like going outwards. So to have this like enormous energy to spend, like when someone is talking, is like when you guys are writing something on Messenger, I cannot wait and read it when I can. I need to do it right now, because I have that energy that something is happening and I need to engage. I cannot postpone it.
Yeah.
So that was my idea about this energy, like what has the most amount of energy in terms of one word. So I came with the volcano, So I feel like a volcano inside with I won't stop. I don't want to, like, all that lava that is inside me wants to go out. So I cannot stop it. Like I may try, but it doesn't happen often. So I went like a volcano, and I want, and I'm trying to, because I know I have this energy, so I'm trying to use that energy to do things I want. So I want to influence. I want to, like, maybe draw attention to me, like to a little bit show off, because I have that energy. So I want to, like, make it working for me.
I
I'm
see.
not good at it, but I'm trying, and I think that this is my like my way to use it, because I cannot be playful. I don't feel comfortable being playful. Like, I don't get the joke. I don't want to be goofy. I don't feel good while I'm goofy, because I feel I'm faking. I
Mhm.
cannot fake. So if I can't fake, so what I can do? How can I use my energy to, in what? So this is what I think I'm trying to do. So at least I will try to influence in good will. I hope, like, you know.
You're better
like
at it than you think you are, girl.
Yeah.
What?
said, look what we can do. And then the zebra was really, like, zebra running with the herd was really painting a picture, because it's like, maybe you don't feel outwardly like jokey, but
Mm.
you're like, okay, well, I know this in my consume. Look how we can put this together with all the rest of your, flow that you guys have, and we can make it a complete picture.
Yes.
So that it seems
So
like I can
yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, actually. Rob Jackson, when he posted his play was a volcano. So like I'm gonna like process that a little bit too. That's so interesting to me that you have like such a fire coming out of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But I would say you seem very good with it all to me. You said not so good, but I mean it's always good to be building upon it. Like, do you feel like you're like building it and working on it?
But working on what? I missed one word. I don't understand.
You said like at one point you said you're not that good at it, and
At what? At playing?
I think
yeah.
not that good at the joking stuff. I think that's what I had heard.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That word I missed. Okay. Well,
Oh.
I'm trying to be funny, but it's
No, maybe I
like
misunderstood you. I thought you meant at play in general, and maybe I misheard you. If I did, my apologies. So
Right. And that's a good distinction, because you don't have to necessarily be jokey, right? Yeah, to be good at play. I think that's a great distinction, Magda.
Yeah.
or maybe play is not about being playful, or at least not always. Like, for me, play is an energy, like unstoppable energy that push you forward, and it can be through being goofy, to joke, and like, basically you need to go outwardly. So I have that energy. I cannot stop it. Like, I can try, but like, be like how you say it, um be don't lie yourself. You won't stop it. So if you know you won't, you have that energy. It have to have a way to go out.
Right.
Then do it the way that is not harmful, that won't shame anyone, will be respectful, and so on, and all the FE that play needs. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and to be not in the opposite of the consume as well, because consume is like steering my play, but play is the motor, of the engine, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
a
great.
receptiveness and energy. And I feel like you portrayed that very well. And I like how you described it as an energy, because that clicks in my brain as well. It is an energy. And it's almost as well as is an energy coming from you, but as well an awareness of the energies, because we're
Yes,
yeah.
I need to know all this NF.
Yeah.
Like it's like, how to say it? Like it's like scanning uh, the room, let's say, and act upon
Mhm.
what's going on.
Yeah. And you just you also said it's a sense of emergency. That was
Yeah,
something that it's a sense of emergency. Something happens like in the group chat, you're like, oh, and you can't stop yourself but chasing that energy, right?
yeah.
That was a great way to. I related to that too. Like that energy really speaks to how play feels. I think in our 512, I think I can relate to that too. Like the urgency of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's that on that.
Thank you, Magda. Okay, mine's next. And actually, so I was processing what you just said, so I'm going to come back to that because I think I do relate to it. Something I feel that's really interesting is that I felt like my consume was the most decidery, but I honestly, when I look at my play, to me, it feels very, like, I don't know. I guess I completely just, I feel very observery with it for some reason, but I'm going to process more of the more decidery aspects of it as well. But for me, I always saw it as Ariadne, just like pure creation, just like gonna rise buildings up, fold the world, just moving things from here to there. Like when I'm in what I perceive as play, I'm really like not thinking and I'm just being purely creative. And that's why I feel like it can kind of be a blank slate because anything can happen. It's room for that, but it also feels like it encompasses everything at the same time. Like an example of when I feel like I was using this energy was when we were working on the trailer and I came up with a whole plan for the trailer and then I just couldn't make it happen. And so it was like I was kind of hitting my head against the wall on it a lot. And then one time I sat down and I was like, whatever. And I get this like whatever energy and I don't think. And it just feels like I'm going and throwing stuff around until I get something that then I can come back and be like, whoa, okay, now I see this. Now this is good. Now my consume can come back in and like edit and figure out what's good and what's not good. So that's how I see this. And then another part to it that I've been like really processing lately is like, I feel like my play energy, when I'm in a crowd, I'm really good at maneuvering through a crowd. And this doesn't actually have to do with the people, just the moving bodies. I'm really good at being where people are about to not be. Like I know where there's going to be empty spaces and I can like move really fast through a crowd by my mind just telling me where the empty space is going to be. Or like if I see cars coming down the street, I can tell by how they're driving where they're going to end up. You know, it's like I can tell like how the person is driving and like, I don't know, just stuff like that. So to me, that's a lot of what I see as my play.
Good spatial awareness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reading.
I don't have that at all. I'm like I'm really bad at that.
Well, you guys are so much better at like considering, like you guys have the awareness of others strongly in it that like I have a little less. I have on the back end and then I learn as I go. Like I learn by pissing people off and then I'm aware. Like whoops.
Tossing back and forth tribes like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely using FE. No, exactly. It's like maybe I'm just not seeing that as much, or maybe I'm developing it more.
Maybe.
Now,
Well, I mean, as IPs are FE. I mean, we do see people like a lot of times the crowds is like kind of blobbish, you know? I mean, that's just normal. A lot of times I just kind of picture them as blood cells and it's just like flowing. And so when I'm driving, I'm like, I'm a blood cell, you know, and I'm just like going and I'm just kind of seeing all the movements, you know? Just I feel like that's very calming rather than getting mad at each individual person for driving like crap. Just like, I'm like, wait, no, blood cells. I
love that.
I definitely relate to people being a blur. People are such a blur. Like,
yeah, totally. I think, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to mention another point that you brought up. Sorry, my phone's going to die, so I might hop off after this. I wanted to mention the thing you said about, like you said, you were in the whatever mode, but then you like catch that new drift. I feel like there is something with play energy to taking a walk, like just moving and seeing the extroverted world changes your perspective.
Say that. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Just like interacting with the extroverted world, changing your perspective is a big part of play that I could relate to. When you said like you'd be thinking of ideas and then you're like in whatever mode.
Oh, I see. Changing. Okay, wait. When you said changing your perspective, yeah, like.
Yeah, sorry, my signal is not clear, but it's about when you just mentioned to kind of it made me think of the aspect of play of interacting with your environment, like creates a whole new world where you had inspiration for the trailer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like what I had to do was completely discard what I came up with, which was really great, but it was like I still don't know why. Like, but for whatever reason, like my first idea for that trailer, I like sat on it. I remember for like a week and I would come and poke at it and I just couldn't. But as soon as I allowed myself to like not do that and to have like what feels more like a blank space, then all of a sudden I just started ripping apart what we had, like just literally chopping it up into pieces and started throwing the pieces around and like just doing that without thinking about it. And then all of a sudden it was like, once it was good, it was like my consume came in and like saw that.
Nice.
And was like, there it is.
Yeah, those sudden perspectives. That's really familiar.
Different perspectives.
Like the new, like all of a sudden, like the new one popped up. Like like it was trash a minute ago, and then you're like, oh my god, now I see it.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, right. And I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of like, we've been talking about like, yeah, perspectives and lanes and just all the different lines of potential, right? Like NF possibilities, kind of. Yeah. I don't know.
Just something that stood out to me.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, it's cool. I wanna feel like you guys gave me a lot to think on play, like, so I appreciate that. So yeah, here they all are together. And I think they're super adorable.
Yeah.
They're all feminine energy, kind of.
Yes, that is true. Holy shit.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I guess NF in and of itself could kind of just be feminine, huh? I think that's what Bley was saying. Was that what you were saying, Bley?
Did I? I don't remember.
Okay. Any other thoughts on all of them, or?
I love play. I think it's my favorite one.
There you go. We all, right? There wasn't, like, maybe Jason's has a bit of the shock value to it. But I feel like we all had kind of a positive, yes?
Yeah, I would love to know what Jasyn thinks of play, because I'm like, I love.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing for me.
This is how we are, Elia.
Jasyn just won't shut up.
I know. I want to clarify too. He's like one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life. He doesn't just go around stabbing people in the butt with
Oh yeah.
No.
and lying to everybody. No, he's actually like so amazing. He's kinder than I am. Like he's amazing. So I just clarify that.
I
Anyway.
believe that. That's like the Patrick Stewart episode, right? Where Patrick Stewart talks a lot about how like he yelled at everyone on set, and Dave's like, yeah, it's like the one time that he wasn't, because Patrick Stewart's a 4. And it's like, yeah, the 4 talking about like the one time that they were really mean or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I was wondering if play for Jasyn is some source of fear or like anxiety.
I don't know if I think about it enough to be fearful of it. And in fact, I think I should probably be more fearful of it. Honestly, I think I would probably be a lot nicer when I play if I actually thought about what I was doing before I did it.
Well, also like if in your job, like when you have to call somebody.
Yeah, anytime I have to call like a client, I mean, it's a good few minutes of meditation I have to do before I actually pick up the phone and dial.
Right. I would just pick up the phone.
And it's
I would
not,
just be
it's
like,
not,
let me just do this.
yeah, it's not that I'm necessarily scared to talk to them. I just don't want to talk to them. I play is something I have to really want to do in order to do it. And I think that comes off as shy a lot of times. I don't think I'm really a very shy person. I engage when I actually want to engage.
That makes sense.
And so he's here with us, guys.
I was just about to say thank you so much for wanting to play with us.
Oh, Melanie, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I can see where you'd want to conserve your energy in that way, like where it's worth it or whatever. I'm just trying to compare it to sleep. For us, it is fearful, and then it's I have a lack of like bandwidth for it. So I'm wondering if maybe it feels like you're like, I want to play where it's worth it to me, or how it.
Yes. Yeah, very much.
Interesting.
Cool.